Casper the Friendly Ghost entertained kids for decades, but just who is he, and how did he die? One 90s movie may have the answer. A friend of red-capped Wendy the Witch and tiny devil Little Hot Stuff, Casper has always been a goody-goody in the face of, if not total evil, then basic naughtiness. But there's something that's rather creepy about him. He's the ghost of a dead child. For his parents, in at least one version of his story, that proves to be an all-too-serious, all-too-real event. Under all of that cheer and beneath all of that joy, Casper's story is tragic. He sprang to life as a character in famous studios' Noveltoons world in 1945 after being the subject of an unsold picture book concept. His shorts initially started at an irregular pace, and they began in earnest in 1950. Casper is a rare thing in the comic book world, a ghost with no ill intentions who wants to make friends instead of scaring the pants off the living. His uncles, the ghostly trio, or Stretch, Fatso, and Stinky, stand in opposition to Casper's mission. Most of his comic books and shorts tend to follow the same pattern and find Casper trying to make friends, only to scare them away. At the end of each adventure, he manages to make friends with a fellow misfit.
You're my best friend!
This is generally the plot structure that supports Casper through several animated series and specials, a bunch of comic books, and even a live-action movie franchise. But only the hit 1995 big screen version of Casper ever bothered to give his death a linear backstory. In the film, the little boy initially doesn't have any memory of how he died. His new human friend, Cat Harvey, takes him to his mansion's playroom to restore his memory. That's where he recalls that he died of pneumonia when he was only 12 years old. He was so happy about the new sled that his father gave him that he spent hours out in the snow until he got a cold that progressed into something deadly. He's also given a last name for the first time, McFadden.
I remember. I didn't go where I was supposed to go. I just stayed behind.
That movie was the first time any cause of death has ever been assigned to Casper. In the Harvey Comics world that gave birth to him, Casper is simply born a ghost from ghost parents. Other comics have hinted that he was once a living child, but never given him a definitive reason for his death. But this sad piece of lore has an even more tragic impact on those who loved Casper during his lifetime. In Casper, we learn that his death so unhinges his father that he is declared legally insane. His father spends his life trying to create the Lazarus machine, which brings the dead back to life. This would be sad enough, but finding the machine soon becomes the central objective of Catherine Kerrigan Crittenden and Paul Dibbs Plutzker, the wannabe heir of Whipstaff Manor and her attorney, respectively. They are ultimately scared away from their quarry, with Kerrigan being sent off to the afterlife instead of being resurrected. In the end, the machine is used to restore life to Cat's father, James Harvey, who was killed in a bender with Casper's three uncles. Since it can only be used once, Casper has offered up his last chance at returning to the realm of the living.
This is the way it's gotta be.
Ultimately, Cat and James end up coming to grips with the death of Cat's mother, without either of them having to cross over.